Nobody believes him. We at Luke 13 and 34, so we know he didn't try to gather when he came. Luke 13 and 34. Go ahead and read it.
O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, which killeth the prophets and stoneth them that are sent unto thee.
You see what they did to the prophets? You know, they would get in trouble. The Lord would cast them into captivity. And then they pray to the Lord. Lord, come help us, come help us. Then the Lord sent a deliverer to come get them. You know, send them a prophet and everything. As soon as they get straight, then what they do? That prophet started prophesying to them. What they do? Stone them. Stone them to death. Go ahead and read. And he sent the prophet to help them. Go ahead and read.
How often would I have gathered thy children together, as a hen doth gather her brood into her wings, and ye would not?
See, so he didn't gather them when he came there, did he? He said, how often I would have gathered them, but you would not. So he didn't gather them at his first coming there, did he? So we waiting on this gathering then, aren't we? That's why I say we waiting on a special deliverance, a special gathering that the Lord is going to do for his people, the children of Israel.
That's right, brother.
You know, we need to start thinking broader than what we've been getting taught in these churches. Because God's got a whole big plan going on out here, and people that call themselves Christians are oblivious to it. They don't have a clue what's going on. Don't even understand what this is all about. You know, people say, well, you know, I'm worried about walking my daily life. Well, this is what's going to help you walk in your daily life.
Yes,
he said, in all thy ways acknowledge me, and I will direct thy path, didn't he?
Yes, sir. That's right.
So this is how it's going to command your daily walk. But we need to start thinking bigger than what we have been taught in these churches, because this thing is big. There's a big deliverance that's coming. Verse 35, go ahead.
35. Behold, your house is left unto you desolate.
You see what he told Israel? He said, your house is left unto you desolate. Well, if the house is left unto us desolate, then who are those people that's over there in Jerusalem and in Israel now then? If the house is left desolate. He said, your house is left unto you desolate. And I'm going to show you how desolate it is in a minute, but go ahead and read.
And verily I say unto you, ye shall not see me until the time come when ye shall say, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord.
Now, so he said, you're not going to even see me again till you say, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. So he's talking about another coming. He's talking about another coming, a second coming. Some people try to say it's three. But no, it's only two. He coming with the saints and for the saints. Man, when he come with the saints, they gonna be with him already. You understand what I'm saying? He gonna come for he coming with the saints, then he coming for the saints. No, when he coming. That's gonna be it. You know, people try to make all type of cliches and all this. Look, man. One preacher said he gonna come here. Then he gonna go back to heaven for 1,000 years. Then he gonna come back here again. I'm like, where do you see all this at? What book are you reading? I mean, it's a big minister. Oh, you know, I was on the radio again. You know, talking to guy on the radio. I'm like, where do you see all this at? Now, let's go now, because he said your house is left unto you desolate, didn't he? Let's go to Isaiah, the 1st chapter. Isaiah, the 1st chapter. And we're going to pick it up at verse 1. Isaiah 1 and 1. Your house is left unto you desolate. Man, we're going to get done early, look like. Isaiah 1 and 1. Y'all like that, don't you? Isaiah 1 and 1. Isaiah 1 and 1. Go ahead and read it.
The visions of Isaiah the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, king of Judah.
Go ahead.
Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children. and they have rebelled against me.
He said, I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. And that's what the children of Israel are still doing, aren't they? They still rebelling against him. Hey, man, I ain't no Israelite. Oh, I ain't got to keep no law. I'm going to heaven. Why you don't keep Christmas? You don't celebrate Easter? Why not? Like you, all this stuff is pagan. All you did do is go and look in the encyclopedia, because you can't find it in the Bible. So go look up in the encyclopedia and see where these things come from. That's all you got to do. Then you'll have your answer. Well, go ahead and read.
Yes, sir. Verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
Go ahead.
But Israel doth not know. My people does not consider.
You see that? He said, because he told you Israel was blind in part, didn't he? Now he telling you right here, he said the ox, he know his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel does not know. My people do not even, they don't even know who the Lord is. And that's what our problem is. We don't know who we are, and we don't know who our God is. The ox know his master, the ass knows his owner's crib, but my people don't even know me. And then don't even consider, ain't asked the question about why have all these things happened to our people? Why were we cast into slavery? Why were we beaten and hung? Why were we dispersed around all the nations? Why don't nobody like us? Like the Lord said, Israel, you're a speckled bird. All the other birds around about you, they try to destroy you. Why? Nobody even asked these questions. They try to blame everything on the white man. The white man didn't do you like this. Who gave Jacob for the spoil and Israel to the robber? Did not the Lord against whom we have sinned?
That's it, brother. Teach.
The Lord done this to us. Read that verse 3 again.
3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
Go ahead.
But Israel does not know. My people does not consider.
Go ahead and read a little bit more.
And all sinful nation.
He said, a sinful nation. Go ahead.
A people laden with iniquity. A seed of evildoers. Children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel into anger. They are gone away backward.
See, our people have went away backward, and we still going backwards. Still going backwards. And then we put all this information, and by the way, we had a good Black History program. A lot of people came out, newcomers came out, and they were really, I think, wild by the program. And a lot of people came to me and said, well, I really learned something. But had one lady say, well, yeah, well, that's true. You know, that's true what he said. But I'm not going to stop going to my church, though. I'm like, what? I talked to one brother. I said, well, how do you enjoy the program? He's like, man, it was very informative. But, it's not going to change my life, though. I mean, it's not nothing earth-shattering. I'm like, what? When I heard this shook my whole world up. When I heard I was an Israelite and all the things that I was wondering why all these things was happening to our people, and I knew we was cursed, but when I read the Bible and started seeing this stuff, my whole world was shook up. You mean tell me well, it's not going to change my point of view. I mean, I'm filled with the Holy Ghost. Well, you are? I ain't going to even say it. I'm going to leave it alone. Go ahead and read, though. Read some more.
5. Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revoke more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint.
You see that? He said, the more I whoop you, the more you revolt. So I'm just, I'm going to stop whooping on you. He said, the whole head is sick. Go ahead and read.
6. From the sole of the foot, even into the head, there is no soundness in it.
Ain't no soundness in it. That's why he say Israel is blind in part. Because ain't no soundness in this people. Go ahead and read.
There is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and petrifying sores. You know where them wounds and bruises and petrifying sores came from? The Lord.
Because he been whooping on us ever since 70 AD. He been whooping on us. He'll cast us out of the land and everything, disperse us around the nation, and he's still whooping on us.
That's right, brother. Keep it simple.
You understand? Still whooping on us. Go ahead and read.
They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. Your country is desolate.
Wait a minute. He said your country is desolate. Didn't the Lord just told him your country is left unto you desolate? We just read that, didn't we? Go ahead and read.
Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devour it in your presence.
Ooh, wait a minute now. He said, in your land, strangers devour it in your presence. And we don't even know. Our people don't even know, don't even consider none of this, that strangers are devouring our land in our presence. We see it every week on CNN and all this, don't we? On the news. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I do watch it. But anyway, we see it on the news, don't we? Jerusalem, Israel getting bombed. Palestine getting bombed. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, hit that light again there. Palestine getting bombed. And we see it, and then we see people dwelling in that land too, don't we?
No, just don't touch it.
We having all type of problems today, ain't we?
It's probably not plugged in totally.
Okay. So he says, strangers devour your land in your presence. And we don't even lay it to heart, do we? We ain't even actually, they don't have the faintest idea that that's our land. Don't have the faintest idea. But the Lord got a remnant according to the election of grace, and Israel is blind in part. Part of us know what's going on, don't we? We see what's happening. We know who's sitting in our land, and we know who's fighting over it and everything, don't we? That's Edom, and that's Ishmael, which is the Arab and the so-called Jew over there fighting over our land. And like the Lord said, He's going to settle the controversy for Zion. He gonna settle that controversy. Because, you know, you got us saying that we the Jews. You got them over there saying that they the Jews, that's their land. And then you got the Ishmaelites, which are the Arabs, saying it's their land. But the Lord said He gonna settle that controversy for Zion. We're gonna read that too. You finished that verse 8, said, your country is desolate, your cities are burned with fire, your land strangers devoured in your presence. Go ahead.
And it is desolate, as overthrown by strangers.
And he said it's desolate and it's overthrown by strangers. Now let me show you something here. This is the last 2 million years. We're going to look under Israel. Look and see what he's saying right here. What that X is. Read that, just that paragraph right there.
For nearly 19 years.
1900?
No, excuse me. Yes, sir. For nearly 1900 years, Palestine, as the Romans.
See, Palestine, that's Israel. He said for nearly 1900 years, Palestine, as the Romans, go ahead.
Has renamed Israel.
See, that's the Romans renamed that to Palestine. But it was called the land of Israel. Go ahead and read.
It says, had renamed Israel and was ruled and fought over by foreigners.
It has been ruled and fought over by foreigners for how many years? For 1900 years. That was put us around, almost around the time of Christ, then, wasn't it? Up until now, then, right?
Mm-hmm.
That land has been fought over by foreigners for 1900 years. That's a long time. He says, strangers devour your land in your presence. And they've been doing it for over 1900 years. You finish that?
Go on. Romans, Byzantines, Sassanid, Persians, Arabs, Crusaders.
These are all the people that's been fighting over this land for 1900 years.
It says all controlled it at various times.
All controlled it at various times. See, the real children of Israel not there. So you got foreigners fighting over this land for 1900 because he said strangers, the children of Israel been carried off into captivity. Now he said strangers devour your land in your presence. Because the children of Israel have been kicked out of the land. That is really something, ain't it? 1,900 years they've been fighting over this land, and it don't belong to none of them. They really think they're doing something. They really think they're doing something, but it don't belong to none of them. The Lord gonna give it, He's gonna restore the people that it rightfully belongs to, because He made a covenant with Israel that that's gonna be their land forever, didn't He? And so you know the Lord, He don't lie, do He?
No, sir.
So if He made a covenant with Israel, that's gonna be their land forever. Then somebody gonna have to get kicked out for the children of Israel to come back. Then, ain't they?
Make it plain.
As hard as that might sound, but it's true. I mean, I believe everything else in the Bible. I gotta believe this too. This ain't racist. This written in the Bible, ain't it?
It's written, brother.
Let's go now. We're going to Zephaniah, the first chapter. 1,900 years they've been fighting over that land. Zephaniah 1. Zephaniah 1. And we're going to pick it up at verse 14. Zephaniah 1. And we're going to pick it up at verse 14. Go ahead and read it.
The great day of the Lord is near.
So now, we're talking about the day of the Lord. Now, we're not talking about Sunday. Okay?
Make it plain, brother. Make it plain.
And we're not even talking about the Sabbath day neither. He said the great day of the Lord. The great day of the Lord.
Bear with us. It's that power cord.
Yeah, it's that power cord.
No.
Okay. Excuse us. Okay, I don't know what's going on today. We're not supposed to be getting no more ads, so I'm gonna have to call these people. we're not supposed to be stopping no more. But anyway, we must go on, right? So now we at Zephaniah, the first chapter. Go ahead and read verse 14. Go ahead and read that.
The great day of the Lord is near. It is near. And hasten greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
Go ahead.
That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress.
See, this is the day. This is what we're talking about. When the Lord gonna pour out His wrath on this earth. He said that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress. You understand? So this is when He's gonna bring up temptation on the whole world. Or tribulation on the whole world. Go ahead and read.
Yes, sir. A day of wasteness and desolation. A day of darkness and gloominess. A day of clouds and thick darkness. A day of the trumpet.
Okay, stop right there. Stop right there.
Sir.
Let me just show you that we talking about the day when the Lord gonna come and pour out His wrath on this earth. So we're gonna come right back here. Let's go to Joel the second chapter. We're coming right back here. Let's go. Hold your hand right here. We're coming back. Joel, the second chapter. Let's show you what's going to happen this day. That we know that we talk about when the Lord is going to pour out His wrath on this earth. Not just pour out His wrath, but on Israel or just one people. We talk about He's going to pour out on this earth. This is the day of the Lord. We're going to Joel, the second chapter. Pick it up at verse 1. Pick it up at verse 1. Go ahead and read it.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion.
Oh, there go that trumpet. Go ahead and read.
And sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble.
Go ahead.
For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is near at hand.
Go ahead.
A day of darkness and of gloominess. A day of clouds and of thick darkness.
Wait a minute, isn't this what Zephaniah just said?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and read.
As the morning spread as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like.
Now you see that? There have not been ever the like. So this day hasn't come yet, then has it?
No, sir.
This talking about when the Lord come to pour his indignation on this earth. Finish that.
Neither shall be any more after it.
Uh-huh.
Even to the years of many generations.
There ain't gonna be no day after this. There ain't gonna be no time after this. Even after many generations. It is not going to be a time like. So we know what Zephaniah is talking about now when he say the day of the Lord then, don't we?
Indeed.
Let's go back now to Zephaniah, the first chapter. And we're going to pick it back up at verse 14 again. Back at verse 14 again. We know when the Lord come to pour out his wrath on this earth. You know, because he going to have this man fighting first. Then he gonna come, you're going to see him in the sky. And then he's going to just start slapping everybody. And everybody going to know that he is the Lord then. Verse 14, Zephaniah 2 and 14. 1 and 14. Go ahead and read it.
The great day of the Lord is near.
Uh-huh.
It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord.
Uh-huh.
The mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
Go ahead.
That day is a day of wrath. A day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
Go ahead.
A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced city.
A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities. Go ahead.
And against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord.
Ooh, you see that? He said he's going to bring distress upon men. He didn't say just Israel, did he?
Teach.
Because he's still whooping on Israel, but he said, I'm going to bring distress upon men. That's everybody. And who's going to stop them? You see any of them other gods said, no, you ain't. You don't see Buddha. Nobody ain't saying nothing. Satan ain't even saying nothing, is he? Because you know, people think it's a fight between God and Satan. What? He the one created Satan. You understand? Well, there ain't no other God saying, no, you ain't, are they? He gonna bring great distress upon man. Go ahead and read. Verse 17.
Yes, sir. That they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord.
Because they have sinned. What sin? That's a transgression of the law, ain't it? You know. See, you understand what I'm saying? They have, the whole earth is cursed because they have transgressed the laws and broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore, the Lord is going to punish the earth. That's why it's cursed now. Because the earth, the men and the inhabitants of the earth have sinned against the Lord. So therefore, he comes to pour his punishment out on everybody. Not just this, because Israel was cursed, he whooping on them, us, ain't he? This man cursed, what's name, Cain, he started off, didn't he? Really? You know, Lord said, okay, Cain, you know, you killed your brother, you cursed. Then Israel come along. Okay, Israel, you gonna disobey me, now you curse. Okay, now all the inhabitants of the earth, y'all gonna disobey me, now y'all cursed. So Israel ain't the only one that's cursed. Well, see, our curses, you can see, read the Bible and find out who we are, can't you? But this man is cursed, and that's why the Lord said he gonna come and he gonna bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Now, why don't nobody read this? Well, even got Jeremiah saying he's going to fill places with dead bodies. Well, why don't nobody read this? And then we talking about the Lord. We talking about Jesus when he returned. This is what he going to do. But we don't hear, you know, these preachers and these pastors stuff, they haven't warned the people. They haven't stood in the gap and warned the people of the wrath that is to come. That's why it's going to be men running around crazy, don't know what's going on. They ain't going to be able to die, but the Lord's going to be punishing them. mean, we ain't ready for nothing like this. And I know men ain't going to be ready for nothing like this because they don't know about it. It's going to be a surprise to them. Everybody going to be in shock. But we understand this though, don't we? The whole world is going to be shocked. He's going to shake this earth out of course. Go ahead and read though.
Verse 18.
Uh-huh.
Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord.
See, it don't matter how much money you got. And I don't want to talk about nobody, pick on nobody, but Bill Gates, you can hand the Lord all the money you got, every last penny, it ain't going to save you. But that is not just for him, that goes for anybody. Anybody, your money, your silver and gold is not going to be able to save you. So you better find out about this, and you better get on the side of the Lord. Read that verse 18 again.
Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
Ooh, that dwell in the land. Now, wait a minute. He done got personal now. So, somebody that dwell in the land. So he's going to make a speedy riddance of those people that's dwelling in the land. Remember when we read Obadiah, I think that was 2 Sabbaths ago, that he going to judge Esau upon the Mount Zion, didn't we? Mm-hmm. He going to make a speedy deliverance or destruction of them that's in the land. So you better watch people. You better watch out what's going on, people in the land.
Make that plain, brother.
Go ahead. You finish that?
That's it.
All right, let's go to because this is really something, ain't it? But there's a deliverance coming for the children of Israel through all of this. The Lord gonna have to punish this earth. Then he gonna deliver it, because he gotta knock everybody down and knock some teeth out, don't he? To make men chill out, don't he? So they're gonna try to fight against the Lord. So he had to beat this man down into submission. Then he gonna deliver the people. Let's go to Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34. Like I said earlier, they are, that land. He gonna make a speedy riddance of those people in the land, though, ain't he? Somebody better be watching this. You don't want to be over there like you got them brothers that's over there now. I'm not going. We think about taking a trip over there. I might take a trip over there, but I ain't staying. The people that's over there, y'all, man. Isaiah 34 and 1. Isaiah 34 and 1. Go ahead and read it.
Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein. The world and all things that come forth of it.
Now you see that? The Lord, he started dealing on a worldly scale, don't he? This God right here is something else, ain't it? The only true and living God. He said, I'm going to do something with the world. And don't nobody stop him. No, none of these other gods that people... That should let you know something right there, shouldn't it? There's only one God. Go ahead and read.
Verse 2. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations.
Ooh! Upon all nations? The indignation of the Lord is upon all nations. Go ahead.
And his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them.
Go ahead.
He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out.
Go ahead.
And their stink shall come up out of their carcasses.
Ooh. So there's going to be so many dead bodies that man not going to be able to bury them all. He going to call for the fowls of the air and the beasts of the field to come and devour. But ain't nobody reading this, though. Nobody teaching that. No, except churches like us. Israel. You understand? We don't want to teach stuff like this. That's because the Lord had put his word in our mouth for an everlasting covenant. That one that called himself a Jew, he ain't teaching you this. The Roman Christians, they ain't teaching you this. Muslims, they ain't teaching you this. Men better take heed to what's to come. And we are warning you. of the wrath of the Lord that is to come. We're warning you. The Lord is warning you. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and fury upon all their armies. He shall have utterly destroyed them. He calling it before it even happened. He calling it. Go ahead and read.
He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out. Their stench shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
Ooh, look at all this carnage that's going on. Ain't nobody telling you about. That the Lord gonna do. Go ahead and read.
4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved. And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
You seen anything like this? You ain't seen nothing like this? This is talking future at the second coming of the Lord, or the return of the Lord. He calling it before it even happened. He said, I speak of things as though I speak of things now as though they have happened already. He calling it. Go ahead and read. You know, some guys, well, this already happened. You know, because you read this over Matthew 20, the stars gonna fall and the moon gonna be turned to blood off and the sun not gonna be. That's already happened. I said, man, are you crazy? What's wrong with you? Something got to be. Then the guy wrote a book that said it happened. I'm like, something is wrong, man. Something ain't right. Go ahead and read.
Yes, sir. And all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree.
We ain't seen nothing. The world ain't ready or seen nothing like this. Because if something like this had happened already, men would still be writing about it. Ain't nobody seen no stars fall from heaven. He said all the hosts gonna be dissolved, didn't he? You ain't seen nothing like that. When has man ever seen? I mean, caveman, if they had seen, they would wrote it on the cave walls and stuff. You understand what I'm saying? When the earth flooded, you got men that wrote drew it on caves and stuff. When the earth flooded, if this had to happen, that would be on caves too, man. Come on, man. Okay, we're going to have to do something about this now. I thought I did, but
You ain't paying enough, bro.
I ain't giving enough money, huh? All right, go ahead and read that verse again.
Verse 4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. And their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree.
Go ahead.
For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Now this is talking end time prophecy, ain't it? Now we got Idumea right here. I thought this Esau. This the Greek name for Edom. Idumea. So now what are they still doing here? I thought they disappeared.
Make it plain, brother.
I thought they disappeared from geography and everything. Well, okay, when the Lord returned and he does all this destruction to man, he said right here, he said, my sword gonna be bathed in heaven, and behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Well, I thought they disappeared. How is the sword gonna come down on Idumea if they don't exist no more? Because you know, I have brothers say, well, the Lord already destroyed the people. Well, this talking end time prophecy right here, and he said his sword gonna come down upon Idumea.
That's right.
Go ahead and read some more.
And upon the people of my course to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness.
This ain't happened yet. This has not happened yet. So we waiting on the Lord to come for this to happen, and then he gonna destroy Idumea. Now I ain't got nothing, or Esau, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I mean, we just reading. Go ahead and read.
Yes, sir. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood, and is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of the lambs and goats, with the fetid kidney of the rams. For the Lord has sacrificed in Bozrah.
Ooh, wait a minute, Bozrah, that's Edom. That's one of his sons named Bozrah. Go ahead and read.
And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Go ahead.
And the unicorn.
That's something, ain't it? He said, a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. But we know where Idumea, we know where they sitting at now, don't we?
Indeed.
The Lord gonna judge Esau upon what? Mount Zion.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a great slaughter for these people. Go ahead and read though.
And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness.
Go ahead.
For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance.
Now we sure enough know what day this is now, don't we? We know what time this talking about now, don't we?
Yes, sir.
This is the day of the Lord's vengeance. Go ahead.
In the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion.
Oh, that's what I'm looking for right there. He said the recompense, meaning I'm gonna pay you back for the controversy of Zion. Zion, what is that?
Jerusalem.
He gonna settle that controversy because you got them people over the Arabs saying this is our land. Then you got the one that Edom. That's gonna call him exactly who he is. Edom saying this is our land, and you got us saying this is our land. You know, you got the Moabites over there, the Ammonites. They over there too. They ain't saying much because the Arabs or Edomites probably beat them down. But the Lord said when he returned and he does this great slaughter and he smacked Edom down too, he said he gonna settle the controversy for Zion. Zion, that's Jerusalem, ain't it?
That's right.
This on earth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my brother talking about, well, they're talking about in heaven. They ain't talking about in heaven. I mean, you know, brother just say, well, you know, let me leave that alone.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Joel. I'm sorry, let's go to Jeremiah 30. Then Jeremiah 30. Look what else, look at all this prophecy we read that haven't happened yet. But there's a great deliverance coming for the children of Israel through all of this. Through all of this, Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah 30, and we're going to pick it up